meeting of the Casper Mountain Fire District Board is called to order at
10:04.
10:04, January 16th, 2023, and a quorum is present. Stu's joining us remotely. Thank you guys for spending your time. It was a little slick coming over here, but we made it. I'd like to remind everyone that this is a space to support each other as we make decisions in the best interest of the firefighters in our community. And public comments are always welcome at the end of the meeting. No one is absent. Everyone is here. Okay, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good. The draft agenda was available to edit and revise in Google Docs. And we need a motion to accept the draft agenda. Can I have a motion to accept?
Yes.
So I move to accept the draft
I
agenda.
move to accept it.
Okay, so Casey moved to accept the draft agenda. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Karen seconded. Are there any amendments to the draft agenda? No. Is there any discussion about the draft agenda? No. If there's no discussion and no amendments, it says time to vote. All in favor of accepting the draft agenda as it is, say aye. Can I have a rising count? That means raise your hand, please, since Stu's online. You might not be able to hear. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carried. Our first order of business is to officially vote in Julie Bradley as the official chair. This appointment was a contingent on her being sworn in, and she provided evidence of being sworn in to all board members. Sue was voted in as secretary, and Casey was voted in as treasurer during the last official meeting. So I need a motion to officially vote in, accept the nomination and vote in Julie Bradley as the official chair.
I make a motion that we vote in Julie Bradley to the official chair.
Okay, so Karen made a motion to vote in Julie Bradley as the official chair. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Casey second. Is there any discussion? Any amendments? Let's vote. If there's no discussion and no amendments, let's vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Can we have a rising vote again?
Aye. Aye.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried. Yay! Our second order of business is to reassign the required signatures for the Jonah Bank account. I need a motion to reassign the required signatures for the Jonah Bank account. So for instance, you might want to say, I move to remove X, Y, and Z and add QRS or something like that for a motion. You guys decide. I'm trying to help with Robert's rules. Okay, so I need a motion. Oh, second. So wait a minute, Stu's gonna talk. Stewie.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I was just gonna say that we've got to, the bank was pretty specific with Pat and I. We've got to
So do you wanna make that motion, Stu?
So yeah, I'll motion that the, last officers, Margot, Pat,
Margot wasn't on the accounts.
It was Dave, Pat, and Karen.
Dave, that's right, Dave was on there. Dave, Pat, and Karen be removed, or names be removed from the account, and the new officers, Casey, Julie, and Stu, be added onto the account.
Okay, the motion was that Dave, Pat, and Karen are removed from the account, and Casey, Julie, and Stu are added to the account. Is that correct, Stu?
That's correct.
Can I have a second on that motion?
I'll second.
Thanks, Casey.
Can,
Any discussion on that motion or amendments on that motion?
I would like to put in the word signers on accounts.
So you wanna amend, where would you like to put that?
It could go on the end to remove Dave Mowry, Pat Harshman, Karen Santa Stephen from accounts, and add Casey, Stu, and Julie as signers to all accounts.
Is there a second on the amendment?
I second.
Karen seconds it. Any discussion or amendments on the amendment? No? So first we need to vote for the amendment, and then we need to vote for the main motion. So the amendment is wait. There was a motion that Dave, Pat, and Karen were removed, and Casey, Julie, and Stu were added as signers to all accounts. Is there a second? You seconded that. Any amendments or discussions on that amendment?
One more thought, sorry, at Jonah Bank should
Okay.
probably be added to it.
Add Jonah Bank. Good.
Julie, can I ask you,
Sure.
or you may wanna include last names, so
Yeah, Stu, include last names when you
So-
do the minutes.
Jonah Bank
Has
is
them.
happy with it.
Cause then
Yeah.
I'll have to.
Stu, did you hear me? Yeah, he did. So the amendment was Dave, Pat, Karen removed, and Casey, Julie, and Stu added as signers to all accounts at Jonah Bank. Is there a second on that amendment? Karen said,
I second.
seconded. Okay, all in favor, say aye, raising.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. So the amendment carried. Amendment carried. Now we need to vote on the main motion. I know, it's weird. Because you think you just did, but you didn't. So the main motion was Stu moved that Dave, Pat, Casey, Karen removed, and Casey, Julie, Stu added as signers to all accounts at the Jonah Bank. It's the same as the amendment. I don't understand that. I just have been doing Robert's rules, and they said first you vote on the amendment, and then you vote on the main motion, but to me they're the same thing. So, let's do it anyway. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So the main motion carried as well. Now it's time for any new business that wants to be added. We already talked about amendments, so we don't need to do that. So now that we're gonna do public comment. And Dave's our public.
Did Stu have something?
No, he was just gonna tell me no more, don't do that, no more new business, he wants to quit.
He should be 2 hours ahead of us,
I
he should be
don't
on
think it's
the
up to me, I believe that's a.
It's
state
Robert's
statute.
rules, yeah, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm learning, that's why it's all scripted out here for me.
That's the statute, says you can only discuss in the special meeting what you put, specifically what
Put
you
in the
put out.
agenda, yeah. Okay, public comment, Patty?
I just, at some point in time, you wanted the website information, so whenever can
Yeah,
do that, so.
thank you. Yeah, do you have a credit card tied to that account that's gonna be automatically debited, or did you remove that?
I thought it was removed, but just, Saturday,
Did it come
I
through
just
on
looked at
yours?
my, email and somehow it
It came
did,
through?
so I was gonna take and call them and see if we could put that on hold, or if you guys were good with it, then,
Cancel it.
Yeah, cancel it, because we're kind of working on, we haven't discussed it yet, but I have a draft of a Google Doc that's free. And the domain is $12 a year.
okay.
And so that's really a lot cheaper, and we're even debating whether even we want a website, so I just like to do that stuff, so I made one, but it doesn't mean we have to use it.
I'll contact them and cancel it,
That'd be awesome.
yeah, so that you should see, if it went through on the credit card, Karen, you should, or Casey, both of you,
Yeah.
you should see a credit back.
Thanks
So
for doing that.
if not, if you don't see that within a week, please contact me and I will contact them again.
Yeah, and the website you have on Facebook, that's the fire department's website, that's not the board's website, right?
The website that's connected to the Facebook,
Right,
that is that fire department website.
okay. Okay, I wanted to link it to our website, but we don't even know if we want a website yet, so I'll contact that later if we need to do that. Any director's comments?
Did we talk about when we need to start? That won't happen until next meeting, correct? To meet
Yeah,
for the bank
before I
and
can-
things like that.
Yeah, do we all have to go down there together, or do we go separate, or?
Would it
You-
be
you have to
easier
wait
if we
until
all
after
went
next-
together?
You have to wait
Yeah.
until after next
Next meeting.
official
Okay,
meeting.
perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
because the minutes have to be approved.
It's have to be approved.
Perfect,
Yeah,
okay,
approved,
just-
we have to-
Okay,
And then you guys need to go and sign the
perfect.
cards.
You can go one by one or however.
Okay,
Take your ID.
Does your ID have to have your physical? Mine has a PO box.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Just
Okay.
your official name.
So I have a draft agenda for, I know I'm way ahead, and I'll try not to email you guys so much, but I'm nervous, so I'm like, we're not this. I'll stop that. But, I put some possibilities of topics, and do we wanna have a work session beforehand, and it seems like we have a lot, like Stu spent a lot of time on the bylaws, and I think we need to carve out some time to go over that, and then I was thinking of, what else do we need, what can we think of, procedures for electing officers and when we're gonna elect them, and
And two, coming up is we're gonna have to start working on our budget. So, usually we started that like, what, April?
Well, it's, well, my part of it's due by April 15th.
Because it has to be in by June 1st. That
And-
proposed.
God, it seems like we did it.
so not
That-
our next meeting, but the meeting after that is the one where we have the, guy coming up, the auditor coming up for training for Cheyenne. So really, if it's due in April, we need to cover
Might
it.
have to schedule some work sessions
Yeah.
in March.
So I have that doodle and I sent it out differently. I'm gonna send it out again as a poll. And when you see the poll, it gives you like all kinds of times, and then you can see what other people picked, and you can vote underneath that you want that same time or not. And so it makes it a lot easier, because after I got about 18 emails and I still couldn't figure it out, I said, I'm gonna have to print all these out and lay them in front of me to see, who can do what. So I know it's a new tool to use, but hopefully we can get used to it. It just makes things so much faster to schedule. Or do you prefer I call everybody that way?
No.
No?
Just send out an email on what's decided, cause I don't have that.
Okay,
I don't check mine constantly, but I'll have to make sure I don't.
I didn't send you that out last time, but I don't think you have to download any software. You can do it right online or on your phone. I'll check again. I used to use it 100 years ago, so I'm gotta relearn it sort of. Any other, director's comments?
I have a question on, we're getting charged for Microsoft. do we have to pay that, or why?
Is it a renewal for the software?
Mhm. So do we have to keep that up?
You
Is that-
know,
thought
I don't
you said
even
that that
use
was
it, I
something
do
with
everything in
QuickBooks.
Google so that it's in the cloud and safe and everybody has access to it, but if you're doing something with spreadsheets and QuickBooks and stuff,
No, it's in
It's-
QuickBooks, so I'm wondering,
so-
is that why?
I can answer that if you want. We did the Microsoft Office 365.
Mhm.
That was so that basically everybody on the board and the fire chief could take and have window or Word, spreadsheets, PowerPoints, all the stuff that they provide in that, and you each would have a terabyte of online storage for documentation.
Google,
If you want to switch everything over to Google, then you could save yourself. The biggest thing that you have to realize is like on the treasurer's computer is Word, all that stuff. You do not have any of those,
Documents anymore?
any software to run those documents. So if anything is in there, most of it, if you switch over to Google, most of it should switch over to Google Docs and
they've got a
Spreadsheets
spreadsheet, they've
and
got a PowerPoint,
most
they've got
most everything
documents.
should switch over. I
Because-
can't guarantee on whether it will or will not.
Cause I'm just concerned of the QuickBooks, I just wanna make sure that it just.
The-
It
it's-
doesn't
it's-
have
It's not connected
QuickBooks.
to QuickBooks whatsoever.
Okay.
QuickBooks is its
separately
own-
linked, okay.
and Microsoft Office is a separate. It was so that the board and everybody could use online storage and have access to all that.
Yeah, 'cause it's like $100 that's due, and it's gonna be coming up here pretty soon.
One thing I like about Google is everybody on the board has access to all the documents. And so it's just not like, Julie disappeared, now we gotta find everything that she did. You know, you always have access to everything I do, and everybody that you share with has access to everything. I like that, just because it's like kinda, I don't wanna be the keeper of all the information and nobody knows it. I want everybody to know, and I
Mhm.
like people editing the agenda before, so we don't have motion after motion after motion before we even get to
I get the
business.
documents and everything, but I'm a little concerned on what the treasurer's report and everything is under. Is that under Excel and QuickBooks? And
Well,
so,
it's under,
Yeah, it's under Excel in
QuickBooks
Microsoft Office.
Office.
so that, I mean,
And that's, QuickBooks
that's where-
uses Excel more than it uses Google spreadsheets.
Right.
that's
So-
where you guys are paying for Microsoft, obviously.
Mhm.
So we literally have to transfer all the old reports and everything over to a new system.
I would just leave it then.
Yeah,
But
that's what
can
I'm
you cut
saying.
the site license to just
It's,
her? Cause she can share all those with us through Google
Yeah.
still.
That's pretty much what you do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
We
But-
don't
I
all
mean,
need to license
you
all
don't
of
wanna
that.
transfer
you
all
should,
that,
you
do
should
you?
still be able to, the key thing is all you have to do to see if it'll work is go in to your computer and go to spreadsheets for default default program, change that to Google Spreadsheets as the default program to open those, and then you should be able to open one of those and it should default it to Google Spreadsheets to open that up.
When
You're
is
using
it due,
should too
Karen?
much to make me.
I do that every
Well-
time I do that at my job, it turns jumbled like crazy. That's what I'm afraid of.
If it doesn't, then you can go back in, say, use default it for Excel as Excel,
Right.
and then you could take and create new for Google Sheets from this point forward.
I get that,
The
but
kicker is for the previous documentation, what you would be best to do is go in and open each one of those, open it, and then save it as a PDF. Open it,
Right.
save it as a PDF. Open it and
it
save
would
it
be a
as a
lot of
PDF.
transferring, and a lot of it could come through pretty jumbled, because, like,
Mhm.
You know, I don't
I've
wanna
done
make
this
your
at my
life harder.
job, and
Keep
I have
having
all the
that.
programs, but I can't really like move my spreadsheets from Excel over
That's-
to any of my Google stuff without it turning into a mess.
Got it.
I mean, I can do it,
Don't.
but it's
We don't
gonna
need
be
to
a
have that
lot,
headache.
Right.
Unless
I mean-
we
You
just
just
save it
keep
on
the
the hard
micros-
drive,
right? And then,
and then from forward.
That, and,
but I'm
and that's,
assuming you have to continue to pay for Microsoft in order to keep your stuff.
Mm,
Well,
I don't
it,
pay for
it will
Microsoft
be
on my
saved there,
My home computer.
it will be saved on, if you put all that previous
We'll never lose
data
it.
on the external hard drive,
Okay,
it'll be saved there.
okay,
You, the only kicker is to actually open it up and look
Turn
at
it to a
it, you would
PDF.
have to take and have, Excel program to be
okay,
able to open it and look at it.
okay,
That's why I say the easiest thing to do is before you as you're saving it to there, is it's quick and easy, is you just open it up,
mhm,
click save as PDF. You put the external hard drive as where you're wanting to save it to, save.
okay.
Do the next one,
I can do that.
and then,
Well.
because if you do that, then no matter what you do,
It'll
Adobe-
always fit.
Adobe has it out there, Microsoft has it out there, Google has it out there. Everybody can look at a PDF.
That's true. I don't wanna make you nervous, 'cause I know the learning curve is like, I
I
don't know.
wanna see what the program is, when it's
Yeah.
time to transfer over or whatever,
Yeah.
I'll ask my big question, I'll ask tons of questions and I'll see what it is.
See if you can get a site license for just one instead of the whole board, unless everybody wants one. Do you want all that stuff?
I think,
Do you use all that stuff? I don't know.
I've been using it, but
Have you?
yeah, it doesn't matter, I thought that was the only option that we had, and we had X amount of spaces to hand out, that's why, instead of,
Well, should we vote on keeping it or letting it go?
No,
it says no,
no, we can't have anything new.
we'd have to add it next
yeah,
meeting.
Yeah,
so
Put
put
it
it
on
on
the
the
agenda.
agenda.
Okay, I'll put that on the agenda.
cause we'll have to accept it as a bill. And so that's when we can say, no, I'm not accepting this.
Okay. What is it? Office 360?
Microsoft Office 360.
Or 365.
365, yeah.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Jonah has an H, correct?
Yes,
Jonah.
Oh, good, thank you.
Yeah.
Stu, correct that, yeah.
I just thought I'd get it corrected
Thank
now.
you. Well, I spelled
believe it's
Casey's last name wrong too.
J-O-N-A-H.
And H-A.
H-A?
J-
No,
No,
J-O-H-N-A.
A-H.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Anything else? We can't add anything, Stu will be, come to that computer.
Where is Stu?
I don't know, but he looks warm, he's in a t-shirt.
What state are you in?
I'm in Arkansas.
Oh,
So
fun!
what time zone is Arkansas? It's,
Central.
Oh, fun.
okay.
Oh, okay, so I guess I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved, Stu moved it. Meeting adjourned at 10:28. Motion in there. Can I have a second? Do we need a second?
I second.
Okay, Casey seconded it. All in favor say aye, raising hand.
Hi.
Motion carried. Were you able to hear well enough for notes, or did you record, Stu?
You wanna move it in a minute?
well,
Yeah, I moved it.
Good conversation, however, all of that conversation about the Microsoft, that's why I stopped you from making a motion. We can't,
We can't do anything about that.
that's it. And public brought it up, so to speak. So, or not, it was brought up, and then one other thing from the public, and you answered the public, which is cool. But yeah, we can't take any action.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. See. All right, meeting was adjourned. See ya.
All right,
Have
Bye.
fun.
Hi, Stu.
Bye, have fun in Arkansas. Watch out for dueling banjos.